Tonight's news headlines: Sarawak firm in safeguarding territorial waters. Tanjung Manis fishing safari to be included in Sarawak tourism calendar. Sarawak's demand to use English in education to be discussed at MA63 Technical Committee meeting tomorrow. Good evening. Sarawak has reaffirmed its firm stance on safeguarding the security of its territorial waters, particularly against illegal fishing activities by neighbouring countries. Sarawak Premier Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Dr. Abang Abdul Rahman Zohari Tun Datuk Abang Openg said among the measures implemented so far include the installation of artificial reefs and significant investment in the Sarawak Coast Guard. According to him, the Sarawak government has invested 70 million ringgit in artificial reef projects which not only function as marine ecosystems but also serve to damage foreign trawl nets used in illegal fishing within the area.
Mun ada tukun tiruan, trola ngambil semuanya. Dan trola yang datang ialah dua negara. Kita kaya dengan ikan hingga orang nak curi ikan kita. Sebab ialah kita ada disebut sebagai illegal fishing. Jadi sidak pun kita nak nangkap sidak tu. Jadi sebab kita banyak ikan, ya orang curi ikan. Dak Vietnam datang, dak Thailand datang untuk mendapat ikan. Jadi kita buat pola kita tu, jadi trollernya si dapat ngangkat ikan. Kalau punya nangkap pun netnya mesti putus. Kena berat tiruan kita.
He said this when officiating at the closing ceremony of the Tanjung Manis fishing safari here on Sunday. At the same time, he explained that the Sarawak government is planning to add 2 more 50-meter vessels to the Sarawak Coast Guard fleet to further strengthen maritime security.
2 buah lagi nak ditambah 50 meter. Jadi kita menjagakan harta kita. Orang lain jaga juga, kita sama-sama membantu menjaga harta kita, termasuk ikan.
Datuk Patinggi Abang Zohari stressed that although the state government is spending a substantial amount on this initiative, the effort will ultimately benefit fishing communities along Sarawak's coastal waters from Lawas to Sematan. Meanwhile, Sarawak Premier Datuk Patinggi Abang Zohari announced that the Tanjung Manis fishing safari will be included in Sarawak's tourism calendar following the overwhelming response to its 18th edition. He said that sport fishing activities are gaining increasing interest among international tourists, which could further boost Sarawak's tourism sector once the competition is officially placed in the state's tourism calendar.
Len dua Tuan Haji Janal minta disenaraikan dalam kalender. Kelak saya beri arahan. Saya beri arahan dengan Datuk Karim supaya dimasuklah festival itu dalam kalender pelancongan supaya kita dapat mula program. Jadi pemancing luar negara pun nya tahu tu waktunya nya dapat mula persediaan lah untuk memancing.
Citing an example from Telaga Air, Datuk Patinggi Abang Zohari noted that anglers from Singapore have been willing to travel to Sarawak on weekends solely to go out to sea for fishing.
Dan juga ini menjadi satu industri sebagian daripada pelancongan yang ada hubung kait dengan memancing.
This year's event was even more significant as the Sarawak Premier himself joined the participants at sea, experiencing the thrill of fishing while also witnessing firsthand the effectiveness of artificial reefs deployed along Sarawak's waters. Sarawak's request to strengthen the use of English in the education system, particularly as the medium of instruction for science, technology, engineering and mathematics (STEM) subjects will be one of the key items on the agenda at the Malaysia Agreement 1963 or MA63 Technical Committee meeting in Kuala Lumpur tomorrow, Monday, August 18th. Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Sri Fadilah Yusof said the matter is among Sarawak's main demands in the field of education, but requires careful consideration in view of the national policy, which stresses uniformity in curriculum and medium of instruction.
Besok saya akan mendengar laporan besok dalam mesyuarat jawatan kuasa teknikal. MA 63 akan dibentangkan besok. Salah satu ialah berhubung kait dengan bidang pendidikan yang dituntut oleh Sarawak. Sudah pasti salah satunya ialah cabaran ialah dari segi dasar peringkat nasional, dasar bahasa dan sebagainya. Jadi ini mungkin salah satu apa. Jadi kita akan cari kaedah bagaimana nak mempermudahkan tuntutan Sarawak untuk menggunakan bahasa Inggeris dalam pembelajaran bidang-bidang yang melibatkan STEM. Jadi itu mungkin dapat diputuskan besok.
He said when met by the media after attending the program Bicara Eksekutif Madani at the Sarawak branch of Institute Aminuddin Baki here on Sunday. Elaborating further, Datuk Sri Fadilah stressed that the matter must be studied comprehensively to ensure national education uniformity is not compromised.
Sebab pertama dasar, kita ada dasar national keseragaman dari segi syllabus, kurikulum sebagainya disusun atur untuk ada keseragaman keseluruhan Malaysia lah. Jadi kalau ada yang beralih daripada itu nanti mungkin tidak wujud keseragaman. Jadi mungkin salah satu cara ialah kita kekalkan tapi mungkin buat tambahan.
In addition to education, the Putrajaya MP said the meeting will also discuss healthcare matters, including the establishment of the Sarawak Cancer Centre. At a separate event, Datuk Sri Fadilah Yusof said the declaration between the federal government and the Sarawak government on the legal position related to oil and gas has been finalised. But business negotiations between Petroleum Nasional Berhad Petronas and Petroleum Sarawak Berhad Petros are still ongoing. The Deputy Prime Minister said the declaration emphasises that federal and state laws must go hand in hand and recognise each other.
Memang dah dibuat. Yang mana di antara Perdana Menteri dengan Premier dah jelas berhubung kait dengan deklarasi untuk Persekutuan dan negeri mengiktiraf undang-undang persekutuan dan undang-undang negeri mesti berjalan seiring. Persekutuan tidak boleh menidakkan undang-undang Sarawak, begitu juga Sarawak tidak boleh menidakkan persekutuan. Jadi itu sudah pun menjadi persetujuan dalam deklarasi tersebut. Sekarang ni apa yang kita nak galakkan ialah di antara perundingan secara pentadbiran dan komersial di antara Petronas dengan Petros. Itu sedang berjalan.
He said when met after officiating the 3K Putrajaya Carnival 2025 at the Kampung Semeriang Batu Community Hall here on Saturday. He was commenting on the statement by the Minister in the Prime Minister's Department, Law and Institutional Reform, Datuk Sri Azalina Othman said, through a written reply on the Dewan Rakyat portal on Friday, which stated that the terms of the declaration had not yet been finalised. Datuk Sri Fadilah added that although there was no set time frame, the government hoped that the negotiations would be finalised as soon as possible in order to facilitate investment and operations in the oil and gas industry, both onshore and offshore. For the record, on May 21st, 2025, the Prime Minister and Premier of Sarawak signed a joint declaration as proof of the federal government's commitment to respecting the rights of the state. The housing agenda must be regarded as a central pillar of nation building rather than being seen merely as the provision of shelter. Sarawak Deputy Premier and Minister of Public Health, Housing and Local Government, Dato' Amar Professor Dr. Sim Kui Hian highlighted that Sarawak is currently in a unique position as the number of housing units in the state surpasses the number of households, or known as KIR.
Now we got more houses in KIR. The number of houses in Sarawak is 618,000. Yeah, but the number of KIR is 618,000. The number of houses is 779,000. Say 780 lah, and 780 and 620, right? We have more houses than family. KIR means a family of 4. I always joke with our Muslim colleagues, I said, you guys are lucky, you can live all houses. Otherwise, how many houses do you want to live? I'm definitely, because I know that they can have more houses because some of the Muslim ladies told me they cannot have two women in the same house. Despite all this, I mean, I look at the accident emergency numbers, right? Attendance in royal placement, the same as SGH. And I told them that even in jungle of Borneo, right, in Sarawak, right? Because I saw they showed me that they will do 222 clinical trials. I told them that even in jungle of Borneo, we do 155 or.
He said when officiating at the launch of the Canning Residence project at the Sheraton Hotel here on Saturday. He explained that among the measures outlined by the government under the 14 Malaysia Plan are the upgrading of existing homes and the repurposing of vacant urban buildings into affordable rental units. This, he noted, was a more practical solution than developing new housing areas far from the city, which could create difficulties for people commuting to their workplaces. Dato' Amar Dr. Sim also drew attention to demographic trends that could affect Sarawak's housing and social development planning. He noted the state records approximately 16,000 deaths annually, a figure expected to increase in line with the growing elderly population. The ceremony featured the launch of Canning Residences, an exclusive freehold condominium project by Top Green Group, located strategically in Tabuan Jaya. Saturday night at Padang Merdeka sparkled with splendor as the Kuching Street Parade KSP 2025 themed Parade of Lights unfolded in grand celebration as part of the Kuching Festival 2025. A total of 56 contingents involving nearly 2,000 participants from government agencies, the private sector, non-governmental organizations, NGOs, Kejiranan Mesra KJM and institutions of higher learning took part showcasing their creativity through dance, music, colorful costumes and dazzling light displays. The parade began at Trevelyan Commercial Centre at 6 p.m. and concluded at Padang Merdeka. The flag-off was officiated by Kuching South Deputy Mayor Dato' Zaidi Zuhaili, Kuching North City Hall DBKU, Director Ramzi Abdillah and DBKU Deputy Director of Community Services Department Rudzaime Malek. Despite heavy rain earlier in the afternoon, the spirit of the participants remained undampened. More than 5,000 spectators thronged the city centre to experience the festive atmosphere. Since its inception in the 1990s, the Kuching Street Parade has remained a highly anticipated annual event, drawing not only locals but also visitors from across Malaysia and abroad. The event also honoured the best contingents across several categories. For the private sector category Legends in Lights, the Glorious 40s, a group of veteran former actors, directors and creative production members of Sarawak, was crowned champion. In the government category, the Sarawak Land and Survey Department emerged as champion, while the Sarawak Public Communications Unit, UKAS, was named runner-up. And that's the English edition with me, Melinda Peter. More news can be found in our official portal ukas.sarawak.gov.my and social media platforms including Facebook and YouTube. Ending the evening bulletin with highlights from the vibrant Kuching Street Parade 2025 at Padang Merdeka on Saturday. #Saluran Informasi Rakyat. Have a good night.